Hi and hello. Welcome back to week 2 of whatever this is. Uh, Came up with a couple different names. I'm partial to What Does the Fish Say? For those of you who don't know, my last name's Fisher, so that's what that's all about. And then a friend of mine suggested Fish and Football. So, I don't know. Whichever one you guys like best, whatever I get the most feedback on, I guess is what I'll go with. I think I'm partial to What Does the Fish Say? But anyways, week 1 is in the books. It was a great week. The NFL is back, and it was great. I loved it. Loved watching the games. Loved loved playing fantasy football, even though I lost in 2 out of 3 leagues. Hey, it's a long season. I can bounce back. So I'm coming for you guys in our Best in the West league. I am going to come back. I'm going to bounce back. Just going to do a quick recap of week 1. Just going to first just say, where was I wrong in week 1? I was actually wrong a lot of places. I tallied it up. I was 7 and 9 on my picks, which is not very good. But hey, it's week 1. Teams are still establishing themselves, so hopefully this is the worst week I'll have in terms of picks. And I did pick some that I may have had some personal bias in. I don't know, but first things first, I was wrong about the Packers. They did not show up to play that game. Seattle came out a lot stronger than I expected them to. I knew they'd be good. I thought the Packers would be able to handle it. They could not. Their offensive line is abysmal. They just lost another key piece, Brian, I don't know the first name, Bulaga. He went down. So I think it's going to be a tough road to hoe for Aaron Rodgers. Probably going to get sacked a lot again this year. He's going to have to carry that team. Be interesting to see how he bounces back, how the Packers bounce back from getting throttled by the Hawks week 1. Russell Wilson looked really good. Beast mode, CLD, all that. Obviously still favorites in the NFC as much as I hate to admit it. They're probably going to be the champs until someone knocks them out, and that's all there is to it. The Bears lost to the Bills. I was wrong about that. Kind of surprising. Hey, good for the Bills. Good for E.J. Manuel. Maybe they'll be the real deal this year. Let's see what else happened. I was right about the Bengals-Ravens. Andy Dalton pulled that one out. Joe Flacco threw the ball 62 times. 62. That is not a recipe for success. I was right about that. There was going to be a lot of pressure on Joe Flacco because they weren't going to be able to run the ball. They didn't run the ball. Joe Flacco threw it a ton, 62 times, and they lost the game. So I was right about that. Had a little scare there with the Jags and Eagles. The Jags came out in front early. Eagles came storming back, won the game, I think, by about what I predicted. I predicted 34-14. I think it was 34-17. Titans-Chiefs, I was wrong about that. I figured it'd be a close game. Jake Locker really showed me something this game. So, yeah, they played a really good game. The Chiefs came out flat, I thought. Had some pretty suspect play calling, some weird personnel groupings. Didn't give the ball to Jamal Charles nearly enough. And then while I'm on the subject, really sucks. Derek Johnson, as much as of a Broncos fan that I am, never wish that upon a rival or opponent. Guy's a premier linebacker in the league, and tough blow for his team. Tough to see that in terms of his career and all that. He's definitely going to be missed this year. Chiefs are going to have a tough time replacing him. I mean, they can't replace him. He's irreplaceable, but it really hurts the team, and it's just sad to hear that tearing that Achilles tendon. Same with DeVito, obviously not as integral a part of the defense, but still a big loss. Best wishes to those guys. Speedy recovery. The Dolphins! That's what I'm talking about, baby. I did not call that. I was wrong about that, and I'm okay with it. No Sean Moreno ran over some fools in that game, and I am happy about it. The New England Patriots are in sole possession of last place in the AFC East. That's right, the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Jets all won. The Patriots lost. That means they're all 1-0. The Patriots are 0-1, and it is a good day. Probably won't last, but still. Enjoy it while it lasts, people. I was wrong about the Vikings and Rams. Good grief, I thought that would be kind of a close, slug-it-out game, and the Vikings just took it to them. I was not expecting that. It'd be interesting to see if they can continue that success. The poor get poor with the Rams. Sean Hill goes out with an injury. I don't even know who that third guy was that came in at quarterback, so that'll be interesting to see as well. I was wrong about the Raiders and Jets. Like I said, it was a toss-up. Jets ended up pulling out. I picked the Raiders. Panthers Bucks, even without Cam, who I didn't know wasn't going to play. He did play, or it did not play, I'm sorry. Derek Anderson takes up the reins and has a solid outing. And they put away the Bucks pretty handily. Good grief, got Doug Martin on my fantasy team. That guy killed me, like 9 rushes for 9 yards or something ridiculous like that. Ugh, that was terrible. What else was I wrong about? The Cowboys-Niners. I was wrong about the Cowboys. Man, Romo looked... he didn't look like he was not unhealthy. He just looked like rusty. He was not seeing the field well. Like, he just threw into coverage, like, blatantly several times. And, obviously, kudos to the Niners. Took advantage of their opportunities. Kaepernick looked sharp. Looked sharper than I thought he was going to look. They took care of the boys pretty easily. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink of my pre-workout because after this I have to go to the gym, and then after that I have to go to sleep because I just got off a 12-hour shift and I'm really tired. So let's see. Giants-Lions, I was right about that one. Lions put it to them. Chargers-Cardinals, I was wrong. I predicted the Chargers. I did think it would be a close game. I'm really glad the Cardinals pulled it out. Took down the Chargers in the division for me. Always good to see Phillip Rivers lose. That's right. Let's see, what else? Oh, that Cardinals defense. I was surprised. They held up really well. Rivers is really good on those comeback drives at the end. And the Cardinals, even without Dansby, right? Dansby or Dockett? I think Dansby. They were solid. Didn't seem to miss a beat. They were nasty. They were tenacious, and they had a great fourth down stop there at the end to get the win. Let's see. Broncos Colts. Man, we came out hot, 24-0. I think. Crazy game, and the thing I was thinking at the end, I was like, we cannot let Andrew Luck score on this last possession of the half because there's something about the guy. He's a comeback kid, you know. You knew he was gonna get something rolling. They scored, and I was a little worried. Our offense came out in the second half and didn't do much. Peyton Manning missed some throws that not used to seeing him miss. Our offense was kind of stagnant. Did get the one score down there on the goal line. A good run by Monte Ball to get it in there, put us up to get us to 31, which was obviously huge and important. Honestly, looking back to last year, what I'm really excited about is I don't think we would have won this game last year had our offense played the same way that it did. Our defense would not have been able to get the stops that it did. The huge goal line stop. Bradley Roby, our rookie, balled out 7 tackles, including the goal line stand and the fourth down to end the game, matching up the future Hall of Famer Reggie Wayne, and made an awesome play to break it up. I don't think our defense would have been prepared to stifle a comeback like that last year. I think Luck would have handed it to us again, and that would have been disappointing. But it was really awesome to see our defense kind of get after Andrew Luck. We had a couple sacks. DeMarcus Ware got a sack. But man, our secondary looked just a billion times better than last year. So that's all I'm going to say about the Broncos. I still think we're the powerhouse of the AFC. AFC is going to go through us until someone proves otherwise. But really, just a great week of football. Unless you're a fan of like the Rams or, gosh, I feel so bad for the Chiefs. I mean, they had a lot of talent, a lot of personnel. They were surprise playoff team last year, but man, this year they've just taken a lot of hits. It will take a lot to overcome those, but man, all I can say, Andy Reid, 2 words: Jamal Charles. Get that man the ball, or you go lose. Okay, that's all I got to say about last week's game. So let's just take a quick look at this week's games. I'm not going to be nearly as in-depth, comprehensive as last week. So the Thursday night game tomorrow night, Steelers-Ravens, always a clash of the nasty. You got those defenses going at it. These teams hate each other. Let's see. Steelers won last week. Ravens did not. Ravens are at home. This is always, it's always usually kind of a toss-up between these teams. I do think the Steelers are a better team this year than the Ravens, but Ravens are going to be back on their heels. I think that they'll pull this one out. I'm not going to do scores this week. I think it'll be a close game, but I think I like the Ravens to win this one at home. Joe Flacco hopefully won't throw the ball 62 times. Actually, I hope he does. I hope he throws it 70 times. That would just be hilarious. But so yeah, I'll go with the Ravens at home and that one on the Thursday night game. Dolphins Bills, battle of the unbeaten. A couple nasty defenses getting after it. Teams that are going to run the ball. I really don't know who to pick. I think I'll just go. I think I'll go with the Bills, just because they're at home. But otherwise, I am surprised to say that it's a game I'll be looking forward to see what goes on in there. But I think I'll go with the Bills at home against the Finns. Jaguars Redskins. Oh man, 2 teams that kind of got their butts beat last week. Redskins are at home; they're favored, but I like what I saw from Chad Henne. I like some of their young receivers made some plays. They're not going to go away. They're going to be competitive this year. But if there's a game for RG3 and those talented receivers to get it going, I think it's going to be this game. So. If he can't get it going against them, I don't really know what to tell you. What to tell the Redskins fans. They're going to be in for a long year. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is the game that RG3 gets back on track. Maybe some big plays to Deshaun Jackson, Pierre Garçon, downfield. Alfred Morris kind of gets it going. So I'll pick the Redskins to win this one at home. Cowboys, Titans. Oh, man. At the beginning of the season, I would have picked the Cowboys easily, but they looked awful. The Titans look good. The Titans are at home. Oh man, it's hard to imagine the Cowboys starting out 0-2, but man, their defense just looked really bad. Tony Romo didn't look like he was ready to play. Jake Locker is looking pretty competent. That Dallas secondary is bad, so I'll pick the Titans over the Cowboys at home this week. Titans advance to 2-0 if that's the case. Cardinals Giants. The Giants are at home. Cardinals coming in after a huge win at home against San Diego. I just think they're a better team all around than the New York Giants. As long as Carson Palmer doesn't make any mistakes, he played mistake-free on Monday night. The Cardinals' defense is nasty. They're going to get after Eli Manning. They're going to bring the house. Their secondary guys can cover. Patrick Peterson's going to be all over Victor Cruz probably. So I like the Cardinals in this game.